A week after the night Luna saved me, I started noticing things I had never noticed before. Not about her.
About my house, about my family, about the past. It started with a box.
An old wooden box in the back of my closet that had belonged to my mother. I had moved it from house to house for years without ever opening it. I don't know why I opened it that day. Maybe Luna did. She was sitting beside it when I came into the room, just staring at it, waiting. Inside were old letters, jewelry, and photographs. Black and white, faded, fragile with age. I sat on the floor and began flipping through them slowly. Pictures of people I recognized from stories. My grandmother as a little girl, my great-grandparents, standing outside a small house, family gatherings from decades ago. Then I saw it, and my hands went cold. It was a photograph of my grandmother as a child. She couldn't have been older than 8. She was standing barefoot in a yard, smiling at the camera. And sitting right beside her was a black cat. Small, still, watching the camera. My first thought was simple. That looks like Luna, same fur, same posture, same sharp ears, same unblinking stare. I leaned closer. My heart began to pound. The eyes. Even in the faded photo, the cat's eyes were light, almost glowing. I flipped the photo over. Written in pencil on the back were the words, "Mum and her strange cat, 1947. I dropped the photo. Luna had jumped onto the bed behind me without me noticing. She was sitting upright now, watching me. Not curious, not confused, calm, as if she had been waiting for me to see this. I grabbed more photos. Another one. My grandmother, older now, maybe in her 20s, standing outside a shop. And there, in the background, sitting in the doorway like a shadow, the same black cat, unchanged, unaged, watching. A cold realization spread through me. Cats don't live that long. They don't appear in photos decades apart looking exactly the same. They don't follow one family through generations, unless there were never just cats. I turned slowly to look at Luna. She blinked once, slowly, then looked away toward the window. As if the answer was obvious, that night I couldn't sleep again. I laid in bed staring at the ceiling while Luna sat in her usual spot facing the door. Guarding. Always guarding. And I remembered something my grandmother used to say when I was little. Something I never understood. She used to say, "Our family is never alone in the dark." I always thought she meant God. Now I wasn't so sure. The next morning, I drove to my mother's house. I showed her the photo. She stared at it for a long time. Too long. Then she looked at Luna, who had followed me into the kitchen, and I saw something I had never seen before. Recognition, not surprise. Recognition. "She's back," my mother said quietly. My stomach dropped. "Back?" I asked. My mother nodded. "She always comes back." She told me a story she had never told me before. About how, when she was a little girl, my grandmother used to leave a bowl of milk outside every night before bed. Not for stray cats, for her, the black cat. The one that only appeared after sunset. The one that never made a sound. The one that sat outside the house like a silent guard. She told me that Cat wasn't normal, my mother said. She said that Cat had protected her once. From a man who tried to break into the house. My chest tightened. When? I asked. My mother shook her head. 1968. The same way Luna had protected me. The same way. The same cat. I drove home in silence. Luna sat in the passenger seat, staring out the window, watching the world pass by like she had seen it all before. Because maybe she had. That night, I placed the old photograph on my bedside table. I looked at it, then at Luna, then back at the photo. The years between them no longer mattered. Time did not touch her. Aging did not touch her. She wasn't passing through our lives. She was returning to them, over and over again, for reasons I still didn't understand. As I turned off the light, Luna jumped onto the bed for the first time since I had known her. She didn't face the door. She curled up beside me. And for the first time, I felt like she knew that I knew. And just before I fell asleep, I could have sworn I saw her shadow stretch across the wall. Long, large, feline, but far too big to belong to a house cat. This wasn't a coincidence. This wasn't imagination. This wasn't superstition. Luna had been with my family long before I was born, and she had been protecting us for longer than any of us realized. The question was no longer what she was. The question was, why us?